Well, hello and assalamu alaikum, everyone. We are waiting for a few more folks to join us, and then we just kind of like kick it off right away. So, uh, yes, we're just gonna wait like a couple of more minutes. Just waiting for a few more people, and then we're just gonna start it right away. Hello and assalamu alaikum, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. Yes, if you can hear me, you just got to like say something because I can't hear any voice from anyone end.
Walaikum assalam. Yes, I can hear you.
All right, thank you so very much, and I believe yes. Yes, let me just wait for a few more minutes, and then we're just gonna kick it off.
Yeah, sure.
ज्वाइन कॉल होगी स्टार्ट
Right, so everyone, Assalamu alaikum once more. This is Saf, and hello, Yas, how you doing?
Doing great. Thank you, Saf. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thanks a lot, and welcome everybody in this very first webinar from Academy Visa, and we are with Yash from Toronto live, and thank you, Yash, joining us this morning. I know it's like a good morning for you. It's like 9 a.m. in Toronto, but thank you so very much.
Thank you all.
Right. So yes, a couple of maybe more people, I guess they're going to join us soon, but let me just start it right away with the presentation and what we got here. So most of you don't really know me. Let me just like try to share my screen, and then I'm just going to go with my profile. And basically, this is the joint venture with Academy Visa, and my full name is Safar Rahman. I studied in UBC, University of British Columbia, back in 2015. I got back in Pakistan, and then it's been like since then I am like teaching IELTS, TOEFL, and all the language courses, and it's like a I would say extremely nice experience with the local and international students up here. So we have started like the joint venture with Academy Visa now, and basically we are focusing mainly in Canada as I've studied in UBC. So I wanted to like have some platform, some international platform where we can just provide to the local Pakistani student the opportunity to study abroad, particularly in Canadian colleges and universities. So that's how we got Academy Visa here. And yes, right away is the project manager, and he'll be on the face from Canada, like from Toronto. And let me just share the website. Yes, just let me know like once you will see the screen, please. I guess you can, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, so basically, I'm just gonna really walk you through all the what we are doing and like what are the services we are providing and how we see like 2021 to be with all of you. And let me just go through this. As for these services are concerned, what we are doing basically, let me just open a few more people here. Yes. So I guess people are still joining. Make sure like if anyone joins and just got to like put yourself on mute. Otherwise I have to. So basically I'm just going to like give the overview about Academy Visa. Basically, as I just already mentioned, the office and basically Toronto and North America, and we'll be like having all the assistant, all the processing live from Canada. And then basically what we will be offering as far as the services are concerned is language learning, including IELTS, TOEFL, all the language courses, then professional development. And this is what lacking in Pakistan, because yes, people are providing a lot of um, other trainings as well as skill training is concerned, like IELTS, TOEFL, but there is no professional development training. So yes, Academy Visa is proudly presenting professional development, study abroad, all the opportunities. And let me just really scroll down this page just to show you basically what we are doing all together. So Academy Visa and team, like in North America and overall the globe, it's been in the business since last 10 years. And then 20 plus courses almost we are offering. And these are the live testimonials over the website. And these are the partners back in Canada. So you can see Toronto School of Management. We had a video as well, a message from Toronto School of Management as well, Hanson College, Kendora College. I've been there by myself as well, University of Regina, all these things. And yes, we'll be taking every one of you through this shortly. And the basic office we started within Islamabad. So office address is under in the footer of the website here. And let me just, yeah, so as for the team is concerned, let me just open up the team here so that you guys at least get the ideas. So here by myself, and then we have got the developers here for the website, and this is the team from North America. Officially, like yes, is not mentioned over the website yet, but again, a lot of upgradation is going on. So Alexandra Benson is vice president of the project, and then Robert Thompson is the president through North American office. And the mission is to provide Pakistanis the platform, because a lot of consultancy I have been working with previously, I don't really find anything particularly potential for the local people, for the local clients. As far value is concerned, a lot of scams has been going on. So we are trying to launch something bigger than even HR. It is too early to say HR consultants, I guess everybody knows. So we are trying to like build something so we can provide all the quality services through a very transparent system up here. And I'll be basically focusing on arts program, because this is what my experience is last, I would say around about 7 years almost. I started back the teaching within Canada, ESL trainer, English as a second language trainer. And it was Douglas College. Initially, that was my very first assignment in Vancouver. So after that, I worked with British University of British Columbia as well for 1 year. And then I got back to Pakistan. I already have the experience of British Council of Canada. And then we shifted everything online back in 2016. And we had no idea, like in the 2020, it is just going to be due to COVID, everything is just going to be like online. So again, this is mainly we'll be focusing on online sessions, group classes. And yes, if anybody's just going to be interested for the one-to-one session, I would be there for assistance as well. And I can proudly say that I present the record like none of my student has ever got below 6.5. I'm talking about the academic heights right now, like the general and academic both heights. So very confident about the product. And I know like there are a lot of people they are offering. Let me just see. Yes, Sean Patrick want to join us. Okay, sure. A lot of people in the market, they're in the business, but again, they are not really like focusing on quality. So I wanted to like brought some international body into it, somebody who can control it right away from Canada. And we got the Visa Academy Visa here, and definitely Yas is the exclusive face of it right now. So as for the creditors are concerned, there are different creditors we'll be talking. I'm just gonna take you through all this presentation, but I'm just gonna really like introduce Yas. And Yas, you can jump in right away, and then we can have this all later on as well, like what's included inside, what are the packages. We will disclose it in the end, and you can just take it over from here. Just tell us something about Academy Visa you want to tell the people here, and also the consultancy services, what we are providing, and whatever we are like planning to do in the future as well. Please, Yash, over to you.
Thank you, Saf. Awesome. Once again, thank you to all of you for attending this webinar. We're really excited to help the local students in Pakistan with Academy Visa Services. Saf had mentioned a lot of great details. So basically, myself, Yaz, I'm responsible for handling the international operations abroad. And right now we're focused on Pakistan and making sure that, as Saf has mentioned, there's a lot of services being offered locally that, usually end up, leading to probably nowhere. With Saf on board and ourselves, we'll be offering unique services and making sure that everything you receive will be top quality and will actually help you wherever you go, whether that's staying local or whether that's going abroad. So that leads me into what we are offering. Right now, as Saf has mentioned, professional development is a very unique, sector. We'll be focusing on various courses that are related to soft skills that will ultimately prepare you and make you job ready versus going into the market and trying to just go based on what you've learned only inside the classroom. You'll be learning, for example, whatever you've learned at university or college is obviously beneficial, but what we'll be teaching you is skill sets like, for example, current day business communication, and that will help you anywhere, wherever you go. And it's very unique, it's very hands-on, and it'll prepare you or develop you. We also have other courses in line with that, for example, preparing you for a job interview. And there's other courses as well too. That's pretty much for professional development. And for professional development, you could be looking at, an upfront cost of 70,000 PKR. And, that's something that you would pay that would develop you. And it's an ongoing process that won't be done within weeks. It'll be going on for months and it'll help you in the long run. Moving along, studying abroad. That's something that's very huge. We're all looking to do. And it's probably the main thing, right after you complete your IELTS. So studying abroad, we're sending students right now currently to Canada, as mentioned earlier. Right now we're focused on Toronto School of Management. It's a unique school offering great courses, and it's tied up with many universities as well too, like Yorkville. And to study abroad, nowadays everyone is ready to go out and study, but are they prepared to do what's necessary in their country they're going to be studying? So what we are doing is making sure that before you leave your home country, we are preparing you and teaching you about the culture and what is required. Saf has studied in UBC, so he's aware of that process. It was different, and you face a lot of challenges. So we're going to break that barrier and making sure you're prepared before you arrive. And once you arrive, you have all the tools you need and whatever is required. We are also focusing on other countries as well too. We are also focused on Russia. We're also focused on United States when things the climate changes there a little better in terms of their politics. And then yes, Australia and other countries as well too. But primarily we're working on Canada and Russia as well too. And then getting students over there. And at the end of the day, we're offering the upfront cost of 50,000 PKR for our study abroad services, which are at the end of the day is the fee you pay to get your process started. And that's pretty much it. And then we're really excited to get you all on board. And any other questions you have, just feel free to ask throughout the webinar, and we'll gladly answer them closer to the end of the webinar. All right, over to you, Saf.
Okay, thank you so very much. That was really inclusive of it. Thanks a lot, really, again, joining. I know it's a bit early for you, but again, it's like you're still managing. It's been holidays, the New Year is always. But again, thank you so very much. And thank you so very much, everyone else who is joining us right now. Again, it was very first impression. We wanted to set it up for the local audience up here. Like they can have some genuine consultancy firm where they can have their processing, and they can have all the consultancy upfront as well. And without even getting unsecure, because this is what happening all the way. Because I have been, as I just mentioned, I've been in the business since last 7 years. So I know the market up here, how the people are scamming people. So we wanted something genuine, and this is what we brought you in terms of Academy Visa. Feel free to ask any questions. You can just, I would really prefer you can just note down the questions, or you can also just leave those questions in the chat, and in the last 20 minutes we have spared especially for Q&A session. So I'll be answering all those questions, and yes, will be as well. So I'm just going to jump on the art services right now. Like definitely this is just going to be because most of you would be thinking how it's just going to work online sessions and whether they're going to be productive or not. Because as I said, I have the experience of teaching in class session and online both. I have found online sessions 80% to 90% more effective than the in-class sessions, because in in-class sessions you have a lot of more distraction. It doesn't mean that we are not providing the in-class sessions. We are providing, but right now, again, as you all know, the COVID is out there. So yes, things are not really clear for the next maybe like 3 months or so. So what we are doing right now, we are just trying to like bring, we're just trying to like give opportunity to everyone to join us, and in this time, just to make the time productive. And before that, even you can just have your applications process. You can just refer anyone as well, like around you, like in your neighboring, in your relatives, anyone who's interested to move out to Canada. And the best thing why we talk about the Canada is everybody know before I move on IELTS and before I tell everything about IELTS, what you'll be getting, and a little presentation about the IELTS as well. So before I would open that, I would like to say that why Canada? Because Canada is the right now is the brand. All they're welcoming international students, though the COVID is out there, but still like under the limited precaution, they are welcoming everyone. This is and why not like the Middle East, these countries? Because I just want to like point out one thing very important at this point, because what is happening, like let's say if you want to really like study within Pakistan, and then after doing your master and you just want to get out there, and only you got the options of Middle East, maybe Dubai, maybe UAE, maybe like Saudi, all these countries. But it doesn't matter, because I have a lot of relations, a lot of friends throughout. They have spent their lives in these countries, and now they're getting back to Pakistan without anything. The COVID is out there, and everything is just vanished. Like they just brought back, and they have got no nationality, no services out there, whatever they are, they have spent it. So again, why I'm saying this, Canada is the safest, secure, like destination for the local students who really want to adopt in any international colleges or university within Canada, because Canada is trending right now. It's a brand not from only Pakistan, all over the world. And again, the best thing about Canada is once you're going to study there, once you're just going to get admitted in any local university or college, like through us or through the proper way of processing the fees, the best thing is that they give you the opportunity. All you got to do, you got to like complete your degree program, whether your degree programs like is for 2 years, whether it is for 3 years, 4 years. You just got to get your degree, and after getting your degree, you just need to spend I would say like I'm not really familiar with the current like what are the current terms and conditions are there, but yes, then you have to just spend maybe like three years properly, altogether 5 years, and you got the Canadian nationality. You got a safe green exit out of Pakistan, because that is really important. That is the need of time at this point. And yes, there is a potential in the market. A lot of people are around me. They are asking for the opportunity. They are willing to go like abroad right away, and we are already like I'm in a way to make process with the, I would say, the NUST University as well, Bay Area. We have ready-made proposals for them. I've already started to chat as well. We are looking to do the expos as well. So yes, the things are just going to be step by step right now. But yes, we are basically in the business, in the market for you guys. And we are not here just to really get the money out of the people, but we are here just to provide you whatever best we can provide you right now. So I'm just going to really walk you through this a little presentation I prepared about the IELTS, and how it is just going to like help you out in your career path. And why IELTS? Because again, let me just make this thing clear very first. Yes, sure. Why IELTS? Like if you go somewhere, let's say if you're interested, and if you go somewhere and you want to like study abroad, and you want to like get admitted in any university, and you go there are a lot of people, they can misguide you. They can say, oh, without IELTS we can send you there, without IELTS we can send you there. Let me tell you the legitimate way. The IELTS is the only success key here for you. Like if you want to like study abroad in any English speaking countries like Canada, like if you talk about the whole North America, not only IELTS, there are furthermore I would say there are, yes, TOEFL, TOEIC, BC, FC. There are a lot of more tests at colleges and university levels within Canada, but IELTS is the test which is recognized internationally. And every university and college within Canada they recognize the IELTS result as well. So again, this is like a specific score. You just got to make sure you get like something around 6.5 or maybe 7. As I just mentioned, in the last 5 years, none of my students scored like less than 6.5. And even like the last student, Abdullah and Marine, they scored eight overall. I'm not talking about the individuals here. So again, like these sessions are very productive. And how the whole things work, what we do and what I do, like usually. So how you guys can really like come, and I'm just gonna tell you through the platform of Visa, Academy Visa, how I can guide you. Like you can guide you, like about the basic where you stand right now, your basic understanding of English, like where you stand in your speaking, where you stand in your writing, where you stand in your listening and reading, because IELTS is a skill course. It is not like the whole language, it is not even the whole grammar, but it is again, there are techniques. And to be honest, if anyone is just going to ask me in a simple line describe IELTS, I would say it is a test of language without like but it is like more than a skill thing. You have to learn every skill. Like there are proper skills for the speaking, there are proper skills for the listening, there are proper skills for the reading. And in reading, like if we talk about, once I'm going to go through this short presentation, you guys will know what I'm talking, because there are different questions in Pakistan and India and subcontinent in China. Like Chinese people, they get a lot of difficulties while speaking because they're not good in pronunciation due to their Chinese accent. They can't. But if we talk about the subcontinent, Indian and Pakistani people particularly, yes, we are good and confident in speaking in English, in the pronunciation as well, no issue. But when it's come to writing and reading, we just really lack in our skills, because yes, schools and colleges, they are like providing some platform, they're building you guys, but again, they are not really like building you more creatively. So like writing and reading, like the local student, this is my experience this last 5 years, local student, they always like try to hide from writing and reading, and this is where they lack, and this is the main reason they don't really qualify for specific colleges and universities. So basically, if I give you the overview of IELTS, it's just the basic language, and it depends on the four skills, starting with the speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Altogether, it is going to be a 3-hour test, and in this, everything is divided, and there are test taker centers like British Council, AU as well. And so why IELTS only? Let me just, yes, there's like kind of a mess up here. Okay, so scores and tests. So where you can take tests, again, like as for the TOEFL is concerned, if we talk about the TOEFL, there are a lot of like different scores, like out of 120. But if we talk about overall the world education here, IELTS basically like is a test center in over 125 countries. It is recognized all over the world, but really mainly we're focusing right now about the Canada and Russia at this point. So yes, it is. And I just want to give you the idea of the score of the IELTS, how these score bands basically calculated, like how they calculate this, because unlike the traditional way of checking within Pakistan, it's not like a university checking, because I've been the tutor in British Council as well. I used to check like a lot of tests as well, and still I do the marking as per the requirement, as per the criteria of the British Council and AU, 99.9%. So whenever somebody like interested for the IELTS and they come to like me, what basically I do, and what we decided through the Visa Academy Visa platform, we decided to basically take their mini tests. I don't involve, even like in my past history, in my past experience, 5 years, I never like took any student randomly. I always take their tests before they come to the classes, before they start the session, and just like after calculating their results, I always tell them, now this is where you stand right now. This is where exactly you stand. And again, I always provide the transcription as well, like how and what are the parameters are there. So this is again the parameter overall. So if let's say like if somebody gets to me and like he or she is standing right now at 6 band, and the Canadian requirement is a college university requirement is a least requirement is 7 band overall. So again, the thing would be, let me see if someone else is joining. Yes, someone else is meeting in the meeting. So yes, a lot of people in and out. It's happening. Okay, so if somebody gets and like to me, and then really like they want to appear in nights and they stand 6 right away. So to be very honest, if somebody want to really say, oh, I have only 2 weeks, and I want to improve, I want to get 7, it is unrealistic, to be honestly. And what it takes at least. So even if you can get 6 right now, in order to improve a one band, it will take more than, I would say, a month. month or two, like maybe 1.5 month with the execution and effort. Everyone can do this. I have students who like study with me more than a year as well, and then they got succeed. Previously, I'm talking about the past. I have students who study with me like 3 months and 6 months as well. They got their results, but again in the very first try, because I just provide them the customized whole like course outline for the rest of the time period. If they need a 1 month, 2 month, or 3 month, if somebody's like already getting seven, and then we don't really want to teach that person right away, and we just want to process the application, so there would be no edge for that person. So that's the reason we always take pre-mini test, I would say, to calculate where the person is stand right away. And I guess someone else. Yes. Okay. Anyhow, so basically, this is the area where you should be good user. Now, good user means that out of 9 band, you will be aiming to get something closer to this in order to make you qualify to Canada, any college and university in Canada. As operational command of the language, though with occasional inaccuracies, inapproperities, and misunderstanding in some occasions, generally handles complex language well and understand detailed reasoning. So basically, it's like a good user. You have the command, you know you understand the complex sentences. You can write complex, you can read complex sentences. Now, complex sentences doesn't mean that they got to be very complex. What we do being a Pakistani student, I don't want to point out, but yes, this is what we do. What we do whenever we write, we make the things complex for the teachers, for the tutors, like whoever check, and we never big and we lack in the variation of the grammar writing. Like if I'm going to ask anyone up here, like how many sentence types are there in English to write it professionally, so most of the guys won't be able to answer it correctly. There are almost like 8 to 9, even 10 different type of sentences you should practice and learn in order to give you the 9 band as well. I have the people, they scored in their very first exam 6 band, and then after like 2 months, 3 months, like I'm talking about the writing as well, particularly because this is where most of the people lack. And yes, after the customized whole program for the writing, if somebody is lacking only in the writing, I can only give the writing sessions maybe 36 hours, 48 hours, as per the command of the, as per the requirement of the student or candidate. So again, here, a lot of variations, a lot of things. Yes, some people, if they're really good, until and unless you haven't studied the Beacon House, until and unless you haven't been to NUST, until and unless you haven't been to Bahria or any international standard qualification institution, IELTS is gonna be like a hard for you. Even for those candidates, even I have this student from NUST as well, from Bahria as well. And yes, they were still lacking in the one of the skill all the way. So the thing is this. Yes, let me see who's joining us again. Okay, so good user, this is again, these are the parameters of IELTS starting from 2.5, and you should be if we talk about the getting admission in Canadian college and university, there should be like some between the score should be 6.5 to 7. This is where you should be aiming to lack on, and this is the 9 is the maximum score, and 2.5 is actually the failing score. Please mute your mics. Let me see who else is having. Yes. Okay, yeah. So, right. So the next thing is basically it is recognized. These are the levels. No need to really go through as compared to the Europe. And yes, this is basically what we talk about when we talk about the skill course. Listening for 30 minutes, reading is for 60 minutes. I'm talking about the real test. Can you? Hello,
Hello.
hello. Can't hear someone is.
Chị thấy về này đâu?
Hello.
No.
Someone's mic is on right now.
Yeah, and she don't. Yeah, okay. Guys, please make sure, please. It's just gonna be like a mashup again. If we just kind of really like turning on the mics all the time. So yes, okay. So listening is for 30 minutes in the real test. The reading is for 60 minutes, and altogether in the listening, you will be. I'm just trying to give the overview and over idea. There's nothing like no technical things. So they're very basic to easy to understand for everyone. So because most of the people they don't even know what's actually inside that. So listening, you're gonna have the listening recorded audio for around about 25 to 30 minutes, and then you will be listening. You will be having a paper in front of you, and that paper will be filled with the 4 sections. In those 4 sections, you will be having 40 questions and 10 questions each section. So you will be answering those 4 recordings, and you'll be listening those 4 recordings, and like the recordings can be like related to the daily conversation between a college student and a counselor, university or college counselor. If I talk about this section 1, section 2 can be a prolonged, you can say, speech about the academics. It can be like a lecture or it can be anything, but Section 3 would be a discussion between different group of people. So again, in the listening, why these tests are very customized. In the very first section, they will be looking if you can pick up the information. Two people are talking, you are listening, questions are in front of you, you're listening, and you're trying to like figure out the answer. In the second section of listening, again 10 questions, and you're going to have the recording of 6 to 7 minutes, and you will be listening, recording, not only for listening, you won't be listening for everything. Again, even in the listening, there are a lot of tricks. For every different question, you got to like handle the question according to the trick required. Time is minimum, and what you will be doing, you will be listening. While listening, you will be doing three things. You will be, before listening, you will be reading the questions, and then once the recording is going to play, you will be listening not for everything. You will be listening for synonym and paraphrasing. So if I'm going to say that synonym and paraphrasing is the most effective technique in order to do IELTS, and this is what I develop in these classes and sessions. So for every other question, there are different techniques as well, how to tackle every different kind of, and how to pick the information. But listening is the bit easier one, but it's still in this easiest test, there are a lot of more technicalities. So I'm just trying to like show how technical IELTS is, and without even getting proper preparation, it's hard to get. It's just kind of a wasting your money, like maybe 40,000 the test fees all the time. So for recorded text, monologues, conversation, and by a range of native speakers, and write their answers to a series of questions. In the reading, you're gonna have 60 minutes. You're gonna have three sections. Each section is just going to have 13 to 14 questions, and altogether you're gonna have 40 questions within 1 hour. So approximately you're gonna have 1.5 minutes for every single question and answer, in which you have to read the question, then you have to spot out where the answer is, and then you will be giving the answer as well. So again, kind of tricky if you are not used to practicing, if you are not used to of taking it like in a technical side, it is still tricky. And there are like around minimum 8 and maximum 12 different type of questions they're going to be coming around, and every single question, if I talk about getting the heading, if I talk about filling the blanks, if I talk about matching the headings, all those questions, they have the different techniques. So if you don't really know the technique, and what I'll be doing in the classes, I'll be telling you and revealing every single technique, every single formula for every different type of question. So you won't be really like doing hard work, but again, practice, and you're just going to be all over it. And in the journey, yes, sure. Let me just go on next. Again, so basically listening is for 30 minutes, approximately reading is for 60 minutes, then you get the writing. Now in writing, in academic, if you talk about, there are two different type of tests, academic and general. Once you talk about the academic test, in the writing, you will be going to get two tasks. In the task one, you will be provided with look here. The academic version includes two tasks. Topics are of general interest, suitable and easily understood by test takers, entertaining graduates and postgraduate or seeking professional registration. So this is kind of like these two tasks you're gonna get in the, I would say, writing. Task one, you will be provided a graph, table, chart, diagram, and you will be asked to describe, summarize, or explain the information in their own word, not in your own word. Means everything is there. The picture is there, whether it is a graph, whether it's a pie chart, whether it's like a flow chart, whatever, whether it's a diagram or anything, or telegraph. Telegram. So all these things will be there, and what you'll be doing, you'll be describing as it is. How? Again, very technical. They may be asked to describe and explain data, describe the stages and process, how something works, or describe an object or event. So it's kind of like a description writing. You have provided some script. Now you have to describe as per the script, not as per your own words. So a lot of descriptive language is there. So if you guys are not really familiar with the descriptive like language, again, these classes are for these. Task two, you will be asked to write an essay. Test takers are asked to write an essay in response to a point of view. Argumented problem responses to both tasks must be written in the formal style. Now, this is very formal writing. So if I'm going to like say hello, like hey, goodbye, and it means like these are not really formal words. Even I can't use this kind of word in my essay writing. So it is really important. It's extremely important. You guys need to really understand about the basics of formal writing as well. For the essay, it's like a pure formal writing. And I still remember like two of my students from Saudi, Nadim and Chazan, and they were doctors. Like they were going after their OET, same like IELTS, but particular for doctors. So they were not having like their desired results in writing, particularly of essay writing, because they were not really writing formal. They were good in speaking, reading, and listening, and they were getting like almost 8 in each of them. But in writing, they were lacking and getting only 5, and this was letting them down to getting the doctoral degree from UK as well. So they weren't able to qualify for that. But they studied like IELTS with us online again, and they scored right away. Like it was a matter of 2 months, they were able to get 7.5 and 8 respectively as well. So a lot of success stories we got here. So again, it just shows how writing is practical, and it is kind of exclusive, I guess, technical as well. So let's moving on forward. Yes. So this is pretty much all. I just don't want any in the speaking. I just want to wrap it up. In speaking, you will be going to get three sections. Basically, it is more related to our development courses as well. But beside that, speaking is very kind of general thing. It's not, you won't be speaking very fluent. Yes, they will be looking about the fluency, but it's not about the pace. Some people, they get confused about the fluency and pace, but it's not about like being fast or pace. You got to like speak fast. It's not about that. It's about how coherent you are while speaking. Because some people, when like if you talk about the subcontinent people, particularly Pakistani and Indian people, when they try to speak English, their expressions never match their words. So it sounds like kind of robotic. So this is the main thing in speaking. They will check you out, and again, the facial expression, the confidence, the eye to eye connection, the hand movements, how the body language, how you speak, like how confident you are. Again, and there are three sections: how good you can introduce yourself. Again, very general. You don't need to really tell you something very like kind of a thesis about yourself. It's not about that. You just got to be very precise, and whatever the examiner is asking, you just got to deliver. So altogether, you're going to have three parts here. In the part one, you will be going to ask four questions related to yourself. Mind, introduce yourself. Tell me something about yourself, and then after that, tell me something about your hobbies, your hometown. So mainly, they're going to be like three topics. First about yourself, then about your hobbies, about your hometown, everything, and then and then related to your family, work, studies, and interests. So altogether, you're most likely to ask 10 to 12 questions in section one, and it is just going to be a matter of 4 to 5 minutes if I talk about the part one. Once we get to part two, here most of the people they stuck here. In the part two, they will provide you one topic. The topic can be anything. I just want to really give you the idea and describe the person whom you admire most, who the person is, and when you met the person, and why you admire this person, and what are the other special features you like about this person. So again, these are the 4 or 5 questions within a one main question domain. So you will be going to get 1 minute to prepare, and then you will be speaking on this for consecutive 2 minutes. The more you speak, the more chances you're going to get a good score. So again, this is kind of you will be speaking on any speech. In the rest of the questions, even in the part three, there will be questions you will be answering 15 20 minutes, everything will be wrapping up. But again, this is the main part. This is the speaking major part, which decide your 60% of your speaking score, because they want to see how long you can speak on one particular topic, how detailed you can talk about in English without getting confused and everything. So in the part three, you can ask multiple questions related to the speech you have given in the part two. So again, very customized. And if I'm going to ask anyone, like, yes, okay, anyone want to be volunteer, because we are in ending minutes. So anyone, I want to like ask one question just to really like engage you guys as well. Any volunteer, please. Anyone? Just
Yeah, sure.
okay. I got
If
who's.
you want to ask me, okay. If he wants to answer, that's all right.
I just wanted to have a volunteer. Yes. Okay. So Anleep, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, if I'm going to ask you, let me ask you the simple question: what games are popular in your country? Like, what games are popular in Pakistan?
Okay. So the games that are most likely be liked by everyone is cricket, and most of the time basketball or something. But cricket is the most popular games I've already like, seen. Everybody is playing out there in the playgrounds and all there.
Like precise
Is
answer
that
to
it?
the, yeah.
Okay.
That was it. That was
Okay.
it. Thank
Cricket.
you. Thank you.
Cricket is that good.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you so much for your being volunteered. Okay, now the thing is that why I asked this question, like, look, very precise. The answer is given, like it's pretty good answer. I wasn't like very precise and to the point is given. But again, the thing is that the answer is not correct. Why it's not? Because again, that's how they design these speaking questions. Again, once we talk about, the question was, what games are popular in your country? What games are popular in Pakistan? Once we talk about the cricket is not a game, it's a sport. So they designed these kind of questions to just check the ability to understand the question. And I'm not saying that wasn't a correct, wrong answer. That was a correct answer ultimately. But again, there is a difference between games and sports. So once you're gonna say like cricket, they know that okay. So you don't really understood the question, or you don't really have the understanding. I'm not really pointing on you. I'm so sorry for that, but my apologies. I just wanted like someone to be volunteer because I wanted to quote this example because this happens almost with everyone, because we don't really distinct between the games and sports, right? So again, then this is the point. That's the reason like they design these kind of questions, and that's the reason the classes are really important. Thank you so much, Andy, for being a volunteer here. And yes, so basically cricket is a sport. Now how would you define, like if we haven't really intellectual English, you can say scope as far as speaking or research is concerned, it's like pretty common psyche. The game is always indoor. It can be played in a very small area, but sport is, it requires a bigger ground to play, larger fields, and like soccer, like cricket, like hockey, or like they need a bigger price play. The games are kind of, they can be software games, they can be, you can just customize as per your choice, or they can be like maybe indoor games like table tennis, like basketball, like anything. They can be indoor, but snooker as well, it is a game as well. So again, so just wanted to give the idea here how they are not, I would say they are technical, but again, they want to design the questions because they know non-native English speaker, they're gonna struggle. They're gonna really like get wrong this question. They're gonna come up with the wrong answers maybe. So that's how even people feel that, oh, I'm very confident in speaking English, but still they lack in getting providing the right answer. So that's pretty much it. And yes, in the classes they are very much customized everything. I wanted to show a lot of more things, but again the time is running short. So these are pretty some important thing I wanted to present regarding the arts concern. There are, we have got like 12 credit hour, 24 credit hour, 36, 48, and then 60 credit hour course as per the requirement of the candidate client. But again, it depends on the processing of the case. We just gonna process your application. There would be some upfront fees, as he has mentioned, 50,000 something roundabout included. All those things. Let me just mention these things, and then yes, we can, I guess, conclude everything. Let me just go up here. Yes, meanwhile, if you want to jump in and add anything up here, anything
Yes.
escape, please go on.
Yeah, so thank you for all that information on the IELTS. IELTS is necessary. I mean, if you want to apply to study abroad, at the end of the day, if you want to come study abroad, you want to make sure that you're ready and prepared, and so that your process is smooth. And then that way it assists you in your application process. Just to put it out there right now, it's a really great opportunity for students that want to study in Canada, as there's the SDS program, the Student Direct Stream. Gives students from Pakistan a higher opportunity to apply to Canadian schools. And right now, Academy Visa is connected to some unique colleges that are offering some great courses at very affordable rates. So right now is the best time to start applying for a Student Direct Stream, and that's for Canada. As far as it goes for studying abroad. For professional development, I mean, that's ongoing, and you should start doing that right away. And if you know of anybody, you know, let them know about that too, because at the end of the day, those skill sets are lifelong, right? And they'll stick with you forever. But yeah, Saf, let's move on to the fees.
Oh yeah, so basically I wanted to like move on this. Okay, so this is basically like I would say the breakdown of the fees is there. We are still customizing and optimizing everything here. So you're just gonna see the better version of this. Again, the basic breakdown is there. If you just want to have the consultation meeting, you just want to like see exactly, like it can be online meeting, can be face-to-face meeting as well, 5,000 PKR per session. Again, it will give you the basic idea where you stand and as per your profile, what are the colleges and universities we can offer you, and we can apply you, and what would be the budget, and how much you will be paying upfront, and what we like the breakdown of everything. And then the facilitation of application. So this is the breakdown. If let's say like if somebody don't want to really like start the process, but they want to see if they qualify or not. So again, this is the fee. But right now we can just really like make some discount on this as well, and even we can provide, if somebody's really interested, we can even go with some exclusive 70 or maybe like 60% off as well. But again, depends. But other than that, if you want to like have all the services, like a whole processing of fees and just getting application landed in the Canadian college or university and getting acceptance, there will be something upfront, and then the rest you will be paying once you're going to get the acceptance. But before that, you're going to have the proper counseling. Unlike the local agencies here, we just kind of like yes, and his his team is out there, like the guys like, and I'm the front up here in Pakistan and Islamabad. So yes, you guys can meet us like face to face as well. And the rest of the whole counseling, they're gonna be like specific upfront fees of more or less 50,000. So just keep in mind if somebody want to like it, but again, it depends on your eyes, and it is for few students like we are customizing. It is already like included the IELTS fees for 1 month, 24 credit hours, like let's say 20 credit hours, 5 sessions per week, the whole fast track course. And then the fees is just going to increase for depends on the classes and depends on your result, where you stand right now, like, and how much time you need to get your IELTS done. Because I'm not that kind of tutor. If somebody just going to come to me and I'm just going to randomly say, okay, 1 minute, 1 month, you and she's going to say like, I got only 1 minute. And I'm just going to say, okay, the 1 minute you have time. It's not going to happen here. Unfortunately, I'm just going to make it systematic. And once I'm just going to say, okay, the person is ready, good to go. And yes, you can go. So again, the fees are customized as per the monthly classes for the arts. So arts in the initial upfronts, there will be arts fees will be included. And as for the professional language learning, it definitely comes later on. Most of the people, you would be really interested in study abroad and getting your application done and processing and all the things. The professional development out there as well. You guys can visit this page, website, everything is the pricing is mentioned. But again, as a startup, to facilitate you guys more, to make more clients appear right away. So we can offer you some good discounts. Whoever is interested, you can write us right away, let us know. But before that, we close that thing, I would like to welcome the QA session from all of you, please. Yes, anything else you want to add, or should we proceed with the QA?
Let's proceed with the Q&A. If anyone has any questions, please feel to fire some questions.
Yes, I would really like ask. I can ask many questions on your people. We have like, I can ask a lot of things, which I want to really like hear, make you hear everyone here who's ever like for the consultancy, all the process, the pick up from the university. But I want you guys to speak up. Like any question from anyone, please. Now, come on.
Yeah, well, I have one. Uh, as far as the study is concerned about abroad, I mean Canada. So there are different programs, obviously bachelor's and master's program. So what would be the procedure for a one who's looking for a bachelor's program abroad? And I mean, what's the process? And if it's, I've heard that if there's some delay from you can say like you did your for an example, let's just say I did my uh, FSC or the college back in 2018. Now I'm doing the software engineering, but what if I just leave that degree? And go abroad. So there would be a 2 years gap from my college degree till I apply abroad. So would there be, there be some concerns raised regarding that?
Yes, well, would you give the answer? Because I do have my own experience and I have my own knowledge as well, but I want you to give this answer, please.
Yeah, no, great question. Shabazz is the name, I believe, right?
Yes.
So
Yep.
basically, in this case scenario, when you're applying, the situation you've laid out is what happens in that case is there's the allotted amount is 5 years basically. So
Okay.
if you were studying, say, for example, in 2010, and you left school for work or whatever reason it was, you have until 2015. Let's use that as an example to apply to a Canadian school, and you would be accepted. Anything more than 5 years, you technically would be taken out of the process. So anybody who's within the 5 year range can apply and wouldn't have any challenges at all, and there would be no delay, right? Does that answer your question?
Yep. And one more thing. What if you go there to study abroad and you're doing bachelor's here? Obviously, you don't have a university level degree. So, what are the chances you get a job over there? I mean,
So that's
you
that's
obviously
one
you
thing
need to.
Academy Visa will do is that before you apply, we will try to align you with a program that has a co-op. So the schools that we are dealing with, they have co-op programs. So when you take a program, say for example, you do mobile application development, right? So
Mhm.
we'll ensure that the school that you're going to has a co-op program in that. So that way, when you're about to finish your program, you land a job in a local company okay? Or work on a local project. That way, when you graduate, that increases your chances of either working with the same company or landing a job with, say, for example, BlackBerry and the likes of the local companies like Miracom, or even, for example,
Mhm. All right.
you can potentially land your, there's a lot of startups, Instacart, you can land a job into.
Mhm. I mean, while studying, what are the possibilities that you get a job while studying? You don't have the degree yet.
Yes, yes. Like I would like to jump in here because this is like what happened. I have experienced personally this thing over there. So, what are the current rules and like regulations up there? Because, as far as I believe, like once I was starting over there back in 2013, like there was some, you can say, limitation to this. People were allowed, international students, if I talk about, they were allowed to work a specific or specific number of hours, and it was limited to something, I guess. So, yes, I need proper like update regarding this as well. Good question, Shevas. Yes,
All right.
yes.
Yeah, great question. So in regards to that, while you're studying, it's you can work part-time hours, minimum 20 to 24. That's all you're allowed to work while you're studying. Now, when you're off of school, during your education period, say for example, you went to school in September and then in January, that's 2 semesters, and you're off for the summer, you're allowed to work full-time. So you're allowed to work 40 hours a week, 40 to 44 hours a week, okay?
Mhm.
And once school starts again, it goes back to 20 to 24 hours part-time. And then once you officially graduate, you can work full time. So essentially, while you're studying, it's 20 to 24 hours a week. And once you go off to your, say, for off semester, it's 40 to 44 hours full time.
Okay. And what are the chances that after studying or after getting a degree, you get a PR or a green card or something? I don't have much idea about that, so that's why I'm asking.
So that is very much immigration related. And based on past students' experiences, what happens is that a lot of them, they'll study and they'll go for a co-op program. They'll work during that time, part-time. And sometimes when they're doing their co-op, they either end up getting a job with their company that they were doing their co-op, or they apply somewhere else and they land a job. Now, what happens is where they're working, if the company, you know, they're dedicated, they're committed, and they're successful there, the company is willing to help them out with their PR process. And obviously, at that point, you know, you'd have to get a lawyer or immigration consultant involved. Which we have some colleagues that can assist you with that. And then there's obviously a process there. And that whole process with your education, with the PR, and you know, eventually, you know, staying in Canada, you know, from past experiences, from what students have gone through, it roughly takes about 5 years based on what they've gone through. And that's making sure that, you know, you've had a successful time at school academically and making sure you're successful on the job. And that, you know, it's a step-by-step process. And you have to make sure you're successful in all areas. And that will potentially assist you in possibly getting your permanent residency.
All right, all right.
Uh,
And what's the complete process? I mean, if you applied, let's just say today or maybe next week, so how much time does it take to go out there and study?
So with the SDS program, the Student Direct Stream program, uh, you know, it's a lot quicker now. But once again, it's based on your marks in school that you received and your IELTS score and all the documentation that you provide, which you can all find at the Government Canada website. It's all there. And, you know, all the details are there and it's step by step. If all those go in line and are in sync, you can expect to, you know, get your process completed within 1 to 2 months with the SDS program. If that doesn't happen, you'll go back into the regular filing process, which is, but if you have all your documentations, for example, you know, with past students and their experience, police certificate, your medical examination clearance, and, you know, your documents from school that you attended, your job experience, your resume, all those details are intact and in place, and they're all there and complete, submitted with the fees, you should be fine, right? And of course, you have the acceptance to the schools. And with us, Academy Visa, since we're connected with the schools, you're in a perfect situation. So, you know, in that case, you know, we can guarantee you the acceptance to the school, but the visa, you have to make sure you have all the documentation in line and for you to get accepted for your visa. But in terms of the school itself, we're all connected with the school, so we'll definitely get you there in that part.
Okay, yes, that was, I guess, like briefly one question. Before you come up, like anyone else or Shabazz, you come up with any more question, I want you to like ask, I want you to like make clear. So let's say like if the visa is there, like if you got the acceptance, like if anyone, we process the visa, they got the acceptance, the college, university, they reply to us and yes, accepted. So what are the hurdles there beside like the documentation and anything? If the documentation and everything is cleared as per the immigration, the visa department is concerned, so everything is good to go, right? There is no technical issues. It all depends on the acceptance of the college or school, right? The visa whole.
Yeah, I mean, if everything is good to go in terms of, the schools accepted you, because at the end of the day, that's a requirement too. When you do apply to the SDS program, you have to have acceptance from the school. And, the great thing is that Academy Visa is connected to the schools that we're dealing with. We can get you that acceptance as long as you meet that criteria. So it all goes hand in hand. Just make sure that, you have your documentation, everything prepared and it's corrected. And our, local consultants will take care of that. And then, obviously the school you'll get accepted in. And then down the road, when you're looking to get your, for example, PR, we'll get you connected with our colleagues or immigration consultants and immigration lawyers. They'll take care of that. So everything is step by step and it can be taken care of. That's not a problem.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes,
And if on top of that, if you have, I have one more question.
sure,
Sorry
go
to
on,
cut you off.
go on. No worries, go on.
On top of that, if you have prior experience before going to study abroad, I mean in Pakistan, so does that help you in any case if you have a job experience related to some degree or some industry?
Well, it depends what industry it is, right? I mean, if you're, say, for example, I've done software engineering, that would potentially help you because that's pretty much global, right? Those skill sets, they go anywhere. But at the same time, the reality is if you are, say, for example, applying to Canada or whichever country for that matter, usually they expect you to have local experience, right? To make sure that you understand the industry locally. So that would be one of the criterias. It would help you, but it would definitely, it's more ideal to have local experience because the local experience will get your foot into the door and help you grow a lot faster in terms of career growth.
Okay.
Rest of the guys, please mic mutes, please. Just kind of like messing, yeah, please. If you have questions, you're most
Any other
welcome.
questions?
Yes. Any other question, please, guys?
Well, I think everyone is a little shy, but yeah, I mean, any questions, fire it away. You can always email us, info
I'd
at
like to have one question.
academy-visa.com too. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So I just wanted to know, like, if, let's suppose if I have certifications, I've done my degree back into 2017, and I've been doing certifications. My degree was in business and business and commerce, and if I have certifications related to IT, like graphic designing and a couple of more certifications in programming, and would that be counted as a plus point, or and on top of all that, my work experience in that particular field, would that be counted as a plus point, or it doesn't help in the process?
So based on past student experiences and basically what happens in your case scenarios, as long as you complete your education and since 2017, and based on the schools that we're dealing with, you still would be eligible because since 2017, we're now in 2021, you would be eligible to apply. Your certifications, yes, they would help as long as they're recognized globally. So if you've done, say, certifications from Microsoft, Google, we're using those examples, those are recognized globally. So yeah, no question about it. If you've done it from like, say, Adobe, right? So that's recognized as well too. So wherever it's an international organization, yes, it's recognized anywhere you go. But your education itself, obviously it's your local education. It only helps you in terms of applying, but once you get to the local country, say for example, Canada, you have to do your local education. But your certifications, if they are international standard, yes, they would help you in terms of your job application down the road, and not in terms of directly schooling though. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but I just wanted to know one more thing. Like we have some government-based certifications, like some of the institutes, like Virtual University in Pakistan. They have collaborated with the government of Pakistan to provide certifications to students in Pakistan. So are they recognized in internationally or locally?
So you'd have to be, in terms of exact courses, you'd have to mention that. What happens is those specific courses you're talking about are essentially certifications. So your degree that you've completed is what would be used for the application process. So once you're there in the country you're studying in, once you start applying for jobs, you can use that and be like, I have certifications in these areas that could potentially help you in your job hunt, locally. It doesn't have to be recognized by the school, but it could potentially help you in your job hunt down the road.
All right, that was helpful. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Anyone
Anybody else? Any other questions?
Yeah, any other
Yeah,
questions?
sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, back in 2016, I did, like FSC was just kind of pre-medical. And just because of my marks was not that good. So I was not selected for the, for medical stuff, for further education. But now, in 2020, I decided I have to do kind of psychology. It's a four years degree program here. So suppose if I do that psychology degree from here, so can I practice in Canada?
So you want to practice as a doctor?
Yeah, psychology is not kind of doctor, like it's kind of different from the doctors, like
As
those people who,
for example,
for example, yeah, let me explain. A psychologist,
therapist.
those people, yeah, psychologists, basically those people, like who are in depression, who have some mental problems. So they basically those patients.
Got it. So what happens is, what you have studied over there, you would have to take a program related to psychology. So let's say, for example, you apply to the local college versus a university to do a 2-year diploma, right? Related to psychology. So you do the 2-year diploma. It's related to what you've done over there, okay, what you studied in Pakistan, and locally you studied something related to psychology. That would potentially help you in terms of, potentially getting an internship in that direction. Now, with that being said, you would probably have to get further education, because that field itself is very unique and very competitive at the same time. It does require a lot of study, okay? Because to get to that level, which you're speaking of being a therapist, there is a lot of education involved, and even locally. So whatever you're doing over there, you'd have to keep in mind, if you did come over here, you would definitely be, doing a few more years of schooling and a lot of volunteer hours and community involvement. That would definitely also help you too in the long run, if you do decide to take that path.
That was like a brief answer. Yes, thank you very much. And yes, I just want to add something up here related to this answer as well. Canada, like, it doesn't matter if you started even in US. If you land in Canada, every college, university, they always try to check your credits. And if you're not really like compiling with the local Canadian degree or program, they always ask you to study like there, complete the degree, get the equivalency, and then you're in. So it's not going to really like happen. You got a degree from somewhere else. I'm not talking about Pakistan only, even from any US universities, because Canadian education, like this is what Canada believes, like their education is like more private than any other system right now. And that's the reason everyone around the world, they run towards Canada. So they would do, even whatever the degree you got, they would ask you to transfer your credits. And once you will transfer your credits, they would see what they recognize and what they don't. And what at their level, what is missing in their credits, like, and then they will like provide, this is the period of time and this is what you have to study in order to get the equivalency. So this is going to happen for every other field as well. If somebody else has the same question, so this is going to happen for every other thing, right? Yes.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. So Saf hit on the ball. So with the Canada's education system, they're ready and accepting of people, but at the same time, they have their way of doing their equivalencies, making sure that, it actually helps you out in such a way that, you start off on the right foot. So if you've done a certain amount of education, they'll put you where you need to be. So that way you could be successful, as opposed to just throwing you in there and then, you unsuccessful. So yeah, Saf hit it on the ball. So they put you right there in a position where, you start off on the right path. So, with, especially trying to become a therapist, that area right there, or just for example, any category for that matter, expect to do yourself, a few years of education before you end up actually leading towards a career path. Any other questions?
Anyone else have any question? Most welcome. Otherwise, we are just concluding it. And if anyone is interested, you guys can reach me, and then definitely I can really redirect the process as well. Again, the one exclusive offer for every single body who's sitting here, and you can spread the words out in your friends and relatives. If anyone is interested, right now, whatever the packages we are offering 50% off. Whoever is just going to join this month, I'm talking about chat. So again, 2021, we're just trying to kick it off. And yes, colleges, universities, they have started accepting students. We will talk about the Toronto School of Management and the rest of the as well. We will be compiling the list for you guys. I'll be showing the list, how many colleges and universities we got on the panel. And yes, there are partnership corporate relations have been going on. So they're going to be finalized with the NUST and Barry University very soon as well. So everything is in the pipeline. Anyone is interested, you're most welcome. You can reach me. You can reach out through the website as well. You personally reach me. I can redirect you to the yes as well for the rest of processing. So I would say this is a great opportunity, and just provide you with the perfect solution for the consultancy. The Academy Visa is out here for your help. We are not only going to charge you, we're just going to provide you what you are not really getting anywhere else. And we'll show you where we can put you in, from what are the colleges, universities on the list, where you can get accepted, and what are the chances, and what are the strong cases are. We always going to take the strong cases. It's not going to happen like the other agencies. They always anybody just coming towards the agency consultancy and they okay, good to go, we will apply for you, and then you will get. But again, once they don't really get to apply, they okay, we tried, but it didn't happen. So we will always take these strong cases which are basically qualified. And yes, if somewhere they're lacking, we can make the case up as well. But again, the basic mandatory things should be compulsory there. So yes, that's pretty much all. Anyone have if have any question, please. Otherwise, we're just concluding, and yes, you got to conclude it, please.
Yeah. Well, I have one question.
Yes, you guys
What are
again,
the
right?
courses
Yes.
over there for bachelors? What are the courses that are more preferable or recommended over there for bachelors?
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, to be very honest, it falls in line. It depends with the current market. For example, nowadays they're mentioning that, in terms of based on government as well too, and the recent stats, that nursing is in demand. So the nursing sector is hiring a lot. There's a lot of jobs available in nursing. There's a lot of startups that are popping up every day. For example, there was once a startup, it was Shopify, but now it's a huge major company. So if you're doing something related to that, so for example, you have skill sets of software engineering or anything related to that certification, that is more ideal, because then you can land yourself a position in one of those companies, an internship. So that's what you have to go based on industry trends and what the government is mentioning. So now, with that being said, that's always changing. So in 2021, there'll be certain sectors that are booming, and then in 2022, it'll be other sectors that are booming. So the best thing to always do is stay current and up to date, and to do a program that falls in line with your skill sets at the same time, what gives you the best potential future. So to answer your question in the most broad way possible is that, when you do decide to apply at that given time, we can give you better details that are more current.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be it'll be provided with more specific, and this is why we have just put on the processing piece up there. So, and all those upfront things. So yes, we can guide you through the whole what you can qualify for. It's not going to be like a random thing. What everybody can qualify, what is the best suit for you. And we, again, the North American team, they will take care of this. Yeah, they'll take care of this. And for the IELTS, we are starting the sessions all day from 9 to 6 in the day. Anybody want to like join the classes, just you can text me, you can reach us anytime. And again, for the closing statement, for everything is 50% off right now. So this was like, I guess, was, thank you so much. If anyone has any question, this is the last moment. Again, we are 10 minutes like over. So anyone, please. If no, then we're done, and I'm looking forward to see you guys soon. And again, thank you so much, Yash, taking the time out in these holidays session again and waking up this morning. I know it's like 9, almost 10 now, right?
Yeah, it's 10 in the morning.
What the time is?
Saturday, 10 in the morning.
Good. How's the day like? Is it cloudy or what?
No, it's actually sunny. It's beautiful out there. The snow's on the ground. So, good old Canadian weather.
And what about, once we talk about the Canadian weather, it's all about the cloudy and rainy. Maybe like out of 12, it's like maybe like 8 to 10 months. It's always like, because I've been there, like, if I talk about the Vancouver, it's pretty much same as Toronto, right?
Yeah, Vancouver is usually a lot of rain, and it's mild weather. It's similar to London, England, actually. Toronto is
Similar.
It's mixed weather. We get a lot of snow, we get a lot of rain. In our summertime is very nice too. So yeah, right now we're enjoying some sunny weather with a lot of snow on the ground. But yeah, it is cold. So that's another thing to keep in mind. If you want to come to Canada to study, it's cold.
It is cold. If somebody's like already feeling cold, you better need to think of.
Yeah.
Right, but thank you so very much, guys, and thank you so much, Yas, for joining us. And I'm just gonna be like, anyone can like reach me on my cell phone as well. You guys can reach on the website as well, and we would be there to help you out. But it was a great session, Yas. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much everybody else as well. Thanks again.
Thanks, thank you, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Take care. See you soon. All right. Bye-bye.